Hello, Criticoder here with a tutorial on how to make 5 pairs of nunchucks for about 16-20 bucks. 16-20 bucks. What you do is you go to your local pharmacy and you get a pair of crutches. I'm only showing you one crutch, but you usually get 2 to a pack. And then when you get your crutches, you can take, you'll have 2 of these, and you can use this for something, I guess, but I'm not sure what. But you also have this, and you're going to want to keep these. You're going to have 2 of these, and keep these for later, because you can cut them down to these, and you can use those later on. So you got your crutch, and you make cuts here and here to get that off, and then you make a cut right where it starts to bend. And then after you do that, you should have 2 of these. Crutches are really interesting because they already have holes built into them. So you can cut right here, and then you end up with these are of equal length, that's why I taped them together, but you end up with a pair of handles that already have holes in them for chaining. And then what you do after you get your, so you're going to have 4 sets of these, and then 2 of these. And this is what those look like when they're done. You can take the tips off if you want, or do whatever you like. And if you don't think this is heavy enough, you can even take off the tips and slide wooden dowel into it, and it will stay inside. Put the tips back on, and you have an even heavier pair of chucks. So you're at this point, you have 1 pair of chucks easily made, and I'll show you how to do that right now. One thing you can do to make this a little bit better is to, if you have it, you can sand the edges and make it so it's smooth. It's very smooth. And as you see, the hole is already there. And what you can do is you can take these 2, you should have 2 of these at least, for a pair of crutches, and you cut right about here. You put it in, and it should slide pretty flush with it. And then you're going to cut it right about here. As you can see, it's kind of recessed right here. Is this right here. To get the Chinese style, you're going to want to cut your chain a bit longer than you normally would, than would be necessary, because you're going to want the chain to go in a bit extra. So you put it in extra. Once you do, it's in there. And you can use a hot glue gun on the tip to just put a little bit on there, and it'll make it flush, and it'll make it stay in there. And you can put the hot glue on there, wet your finger, and then push it flush. And then what you do after that is tape it. Slide that in and do exactly the same thing on the other side. If you want to add a, this is just a key ring. You can add a key ring on there. This is kind of small. You can get a bigger one to make more noise and a longer chain, of course. But what you can end up with is something like this. These are my fire chucks, but they were made by the same method, and they're my favorite chucks I've ever used. So yeah, and you do that with all the chucks, all the pieces, and you can end up with 5 pairs of nunchucks after that. There are 2 other methods you can use to put the chain on, and that's taking a hanger and cutting it into pieces around this big. Then you'll put those pieces in and bend them around and then tape them, and then you get kind of a bump there, but I mean, I haven't noticed it being very bad, and if you tape it enough, it's really not noticeable. So there's that method. Or you could use a nail and shave that down and sand it down, and use the hot glue to make sure it stays in place, and then tape around it, and you're good to go. And if you think that those are too light, you can get some wooden dowels that'll slide right in there. You can basically slide it down all the way into the bottom, and then that will block it from coming out, and you can put something on the tip, some tape or some hot glue, something to just keep it in there. That's about it. So 5 pairs of Chinese chucks for about $16 plus chain, and you only need a hacksaw. You don't even need to drill any holes. So yeah.